What is negative gearing? It basically allows property investors to claim any losses that they have on real estate on their tax. So at the moment, say you buy an investment property for $600,000 and you rent it out for $400 a week, you're not making any profit on that. So that's a loss that you can negatively gear or claim back on your tax along with any other expenses related to that investment, be it management fees or gardening or anything else. And it costs the government billions of dollars a year. So a lot of people see it as being unfair. Labor wants to dramatically change negative gearing in Australia, and some are for it, and some say that it could have catastrophic consequences. So what Labor and Bill Shorten want to do is change negative gearing so that it no longer applies to any existing dwellings. They want to only have it available for investors that buy brand new property. And they see this as a way of encouraging housing supply, which will hopefully bring down prices and keep rents stable in many Australian capital cities. The Coalition points out that there is a few problems with this plan. The first being that even if house prices come down, say in Sydney and Melbourne, it still costs a lot of money to buy in those cities, and first home buyers need a huge deposit and a pretty big income to be able to get in. Prices would have to come down a lot for most people to be able to buy in Sydney and Melbourne. The second problem is that if property prices come down too much, it could have a really negative impact on the economy. For better or worse, property is one of our biggest industries and our biggest drivers of economic growth. It's where millions of Australians have their wealth tied up. Even those who don't directly own property have super funds that invest in real estate. So the government is saying that if we change negative gearing in the way that Labor wants to, every Australian will feel that impact even if they don't invest in property directly. Housing affordability is a major issue regardless of who you plan to vote for. Housing is very expensive, renting still costs a bomb in most of our cities, and we need a plan to tackle it. Labor says this is it, the Coalition says it's not and it won't help. Who's right? It remains to be seen.